All right, there's been a little bit of a problem here trying to get the Budweiser out of the pit area onto the course. They're having trouble starting it up. And I do know they changed an engine for this. They also changed a gearbox, trying to get more acceleration for this final, because that's about their only hope, is to get a good jump out of lane number 3. Now they can't get it started, so that's a problem. We're back off the dock. They've sent us away for now because the boat obviously is loaded with fuel, and they've had trouble starting it. They don't want any problems to occur with any of us out on the finger pier. However, the whole crew is out there, and there is great concern because the Budweiser is still sitting still.
Yellow flag remains up, but not for very much longer. We may see the white shortly. If that's the case, the Budweiser will be disqualified for making a start. Bernie does not look like a happy camper right now. He looks like a frustrated fellow.
Well, remember, we had this problem a little earlier today. The Pico could not get started until the very last moment. I got to believe race officials are going to give Budweiser every opportunity before they put that white flag.
There.
We got some fire.
He's got some fire.
That's the unburned fuel burning off, but that means that engine's alive, and that's the good news. Let's see if the Bud makes it out here. Oh boy, the tension that Mark has to be feeling.
He's made it. He's got it.
He's okay. Mark says that when the boat finally fires up, that's actually when he gets intense. You know, he's usually a pretty jovial character. Nothing seems to bother him. But when he gets that boat running, all of a sudden things can get to Mark Evans, even though it never appears so on the shoreline.
That takes a lot out of you when you're sitting there, waiting, hoping, watching the instruments and hoping that you don't run out of batteries and hoping that you don't get a big fireball and burn the back end down when it finally does start. And right now he's starting to relax a little bit and move up there and hope that he can get, into a good position, and hopes that that's all the bad luck he has in this heat.
Look at all those rooster tails, and the last one down there is where he's supposed to be, folks. He's not supposed to catch up with the rest. That's Scott Pierce, the trailer boat. He's going to try to stay just as close as he possibly can legally. Everybody else is in position. The Picos did choose lane number 2. That appears to be the best lane of the race course thus far today. In lane number 1, we'll find out whether or not the boat speed is going to be able to carry the Camel-powered Smokin' Joes down into the first turn ahead of the Picos. And if that's the case, Mark Tate might be able to take control early on this one. We don't know. That's what the drama is all about. There's any one of 4 or 5 race boats out there that could take this given the situation. As they come around, I don't think they'll waste any time getting a green flag up if the boats are halfway decent, and they're very decent. Now let's look for the green.
There it is.
The green flag is off, and the Budweiser is off too in the inside lane, lane number 3. The Budweiser got a great start. Mark Evans got a magnificent start down into the first corner. The Budweiser leads everybody through. The Pico American Dream is right on his hip, and in the inside, the Camel-powered Smokin' Joes. Oh, they're coming off side by side, all 3 of them. What a magnificent start. But the Budweiser does not seem to have the horsepower to maintain the lead, and the Picos has caught up, and so has the Smokin' Joes. 3 guys. Oh, my goodness. I hope they take care of themselves out there.
That's a whale of a boat race right there, Mike. Dave seems to have the upper hand as they get down into the turn there. The boat was just a little bit looser and seemed to push a little bit easier. Smokin' Joe's right now is kind of bogged down running that inside lane. Dave takes a big hop and comes around, and now you can see the marks coming on strong around the outside, but Dave Vilwalk seems to be in the command position right now.
Dave Vilwalk does take command at the end of lap number 1. Remember, this is a 5-lapper, not a 3-lapper. The Budweiser overtakes the Camel-powered Smokin' Joe's in 2nd place at the end of lap number 1. The Smokin' Joe's is staying in there, but losing power fast now, and seems to be losing distance as well. The other 2 are running away from her. DeWalt Tools in 4th place. The Kiss 106 in 5th place. And Scott Pierce has, no, it isn't. It's Jimmy King and then Scott Pierce in that order. Out of turn number 1 for the 2nd time around. The Picos American Dream is stretching it out, trying to find some clean water any place, but there isn't much on Lake Washington at this hour. And the Miss Budweiser in 2nd place has pulled away from the Camel-powered Smokin' Joe's. And the Budweiser is showing us some speed and some handling we haven't seen before.
The Bud looks good. The Bud looks very good. I think that Dave Vilwalk right now has got the boat right. And he's certainly got the advantage being out in front right now. As he comes around the inside, he can pick any lane that he wants. Smokin' Joe seems to be down on power, and they were definitely compressor stalling when they came by. He gets a little quicker through the turns, but the Budweiser seems to have the real strong bottom end right here and starts to drive away from him as they accelerate. He gets really loose.
I don't know. Mark Tate's giving him all he can handle, and there's still, 3 laps to go. Mark is really going to have to do a great job here. Unless Mark Mark Tate runs out of places to go, because remember, he's got to deal with, see the water that he's got to run in? That is coming from Dave Villwock, and that's going to slow him down.
What a great battle we've got going for second and third. Dave Villwock still holds the lead as we're on lap number 3, but it is a great battle for second place between the Budweiser and the camel-powered Smokin' Joes. And Mark Tate is not going to allow Mark Evans to run away from him, not at all. And they've got a dandy battle going. First lap for the Picos was 137, second lap 138. So these guys are being a little bit careful speed-wise, but they're still keeping the hammer pretty well down. It does appear that that wing is giving way, though, on the Pico American Dream. That wing is giving way on the Pico American Dream. This could be a factor. The second place Miss Budweiser sensing there's a problem with the Pico. The wing has caved in on the Pico American Dream, and the camel-powered Smokin' Joe staying with them.
Yeah, you can still hear somebody compressor stalling there. It doesn't sound to be like the Budweiser. I think it's Mark Tate. And generally that's from backing off the throttle. You can see that as he's going on the inside there, he's having to just ease up on the throttle just a little bit as he gets down there to keep the boat set. And that gives Mark just a little bit of advantage on the outside to be able to drive away from him. He seems to be able to pull up a little bit on the inside, but Mark Evans is really running a tight lane there, keeping Mark Tate close to the buoy line and bleeding off boat speed.
Nice corner for Mark Evans, too, down there in that lower turn. Your third place boat overall remains the camel-powered Smokin' Joes, and the fourth place boat is the DeWalt Tools. Well, now we see some damage. That wing has caved in. It's bent downward a little bit, and that could mean the tail feathers could come apart pretty soon, start trailing some pieces on the Pico American Dream. With one more lap to go, that might make the difference in this boat race, but thus far it has not, and the Budweiser continues to hold down second, but by very little. The Budweiser getting a wild ride across the start-finish line, and the camel-powered Smokin' Joe stand right with him as they go down into turn number 1 for the last time. The Pico wing still together, although it is bowed just a little bit. It doesn't appear it was as good as the one that was on there before.
No, it appears that they're having some problems there, and the big problem that that'll do for Dave Villwock and the Pico's American Dream is as that wing starts to fail, they start to lose, the effect that it has, which makes the boat roll over on its nose and pound off those rollers just a little bit harder and bounce up in the air. And Dave's really got his hands full just keeping the thing pointed straight.
But now it may not make a difference. There's a quarter of a lap to go in this Texaco Cup, and despite the damaged wing, the Pico American Dream appears to be headed for yet another victory in 1996. What a magnificent year they are having, and it isn't going to end here, ladies and gentlemen. The Pico American Dream is the winner of the Texaco Cup 1996, coming apart, but still the winner. Second place, it's the camel-powered Smokin' Joes in the Budweiser in a drag race. Smokin' Joes will take second place. The Bud slips to third.
All right, thanks, guys. We're with Bernie Little and Mark Evans. Not the result you had in mind, but Mark did some pretty good driving today, I thought.
Oh, yes, he did. He drove his heart out, and he really did. In the last turn, the last second, he hit a hole down there, and it unhooked. And when it did, that gave them a chance for Smokin' Joe to cut in there, and they did, and so that put us real back real fast. But anyhow, he did a great job, and we're glad he's driving.
Mark, let me ask you this. The strategy seemed to work. You changed engines, changed gearboxes to get more acceleration, and you got it.
Yeah, it did. It was obvious off the line. We rolled up there, and the throttle response was outstanding. Got a good start, and we let him down there, man. But getting through the turns and the bumps, Pico just cruised on through, and that's the way racing goes.
Now, conditions can be a little rough here in Seattle, as you often know. Is this the worst that you've seen as far as the wind, or?
It is. This is the worst. There's going to be a lot of happy chiropractors around here. They're going to have to take care of all of us, I'm pretty sure. Hey, we almost didn't make it away from the dock. Did you see that? We had a hell of a time.
Yeah, he was behind you. He was about to get a big blast, get his air burned.
Did you get the flames, did you? Well, that was part of the show. See, they told me to do that on purpose, but no, the crew did a great job. Dewey, the engine guy, got on the radio. We went back through the starting sequence. Everybody stayed calm. We got the thing lit off. We darn near didn't even make the heat, so just thanks to the Budweiser crew for thrashing like they're doing. You saw the boat beat up, but we got it out. We came back. We got some points, and now we're going to go to Canada and concentrate on that and win the thing.
I think this is a happy owner. Fred Leland, the luck just keeps going. You win again.
Yeah, we wanted to win this one really bad. It's our hometown. We didn't win here last year. All the guys want to win it, but there can only be one winner, and I'm just really happy it's us.
You know, athletes always, you can feel it in a year. Do you feel that maybe this is your year, that everything's fallen into place?
Well, everything, we've been winning a lot. Everything's turned around. Dave Villwock's the greatest driver there is, and my sponsor, Pico, makes this all possible. Things just couldn't be better.
You're the champion at Seafair.
One more time.
Fred, incredible win in horrible conditions.
It was horrible, but they gave me a boat that had the best boat ride, so we're able to just keep pressing on. And then they cut the fuel load just right. It had half a lap extra.
Is that what happened? You ran out of fuel?
Yeah, I think we ran out of gas. I was left hitchhiking.
What's it mean to win in Seattle? I know this is your home and everything. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
It means everything. I mean, it's, everybody's here, all the people that work real hard on this race boat to make it as great as it is.